Today we're doing a minor repair on our Samsung refrigerator, fix a small leak, so stick around. Welcome to Rough Riders, I'm Jay Taylor. So we're doing some minor work on our Samsung refrigerator today. I've got some water that's leaking down into one of the deli drawers here, as well as into the bottom of the refrigerator. So I did some research. I think I've identified what the potential problem is. There's a heat sink sort of clip on back of the on the condenser area that helps keep a drain open, and that sometimes freezes over, causes water to spill in. So we're going to replace that clip with a larger one. Basically, it's a clip that looks like this, and we're going to put that on there. So let's take a look at inside and let's get working on this job. Here's a quick look at some of the tools you'll want to have handy to do this job. A mirror so you can see how the clips hold that glass shelf in, the bottom glass shelf. Some lights. Phillips head screwdriver, a small straight edge screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, some wire cutters, and some regular pliers. And then the clip itself, which is on Amazon, it's DA61-06796, and it's about $10. Okay, so you can see we've already started pulling the shelves and everything out. Basically what's going on is there's a condenser that sits behind this panel, and water was basically building up down around here, around the bottom, and then down even further into this drawer here. And what it is you know, frost can build up on the condenser and everything, and so there's a heating element that helps keep the frost off, and there's a drain that runs all the way down into the bottom of the refrigerator where the drain pan is. And sometimes that drain gets clogged up or frozen over with some ice. And so that's why we've got this clip right here. It's apparently larger than the original factory one. So we're going to pull all of this stuff off and change out that clip and see if that corrects the problem. So the shelves were pretty straightforward in coming out, as were the drawers. Where we first got our little bit of trickiness was pulling out this glass piece right here. There's a couple of clips like this right here that have a little squeeze thing that pops in and holds the glass in right here. So you got to pull both of these out, and you got to basically get from underneath and squeeze these parts together to get these clips out. So to do that, we used a mirror and a small screwdriver to get to everything. So that's what we've done so far. I'm going to unplug the refrigerator because once I start getting into this, I don't want to mess anything up, but just left everything plugged in so you can see what we've done so far for lighting purposes. So let's continue to the next step and figure out how to get this shelf out and get this back panel off. To separate the shelf from the water filter, there's a tab right here that you got to push in that allows you to separate that out so that you can remove this shelf. Okay, with the shelf removed, I now have access to the back covering plate. There's two screws holding it in here. There's a screw holding in the center bracket here, and then there's a little cover on this which you can pull out, and there's one more screw right there. So we're going to pull all of those off. So with those removed, now this is held in by snaps, and you can, if you can't see them here, but if you feel along the edge, there's little arrows pointing to where the snaps are. So we just got to pop all of those snaps out. I've already started on this side. So So you can see I've got a couple of wires that are powering this fan right there that I need to unplug as well so I can get this cover completely off. So with those unplugged, I can now remove this. With the cover off, you can see the condenser now. You can see it's got a bunch of frost on it. As we come down here, there is the old clip that needs to be cut off and removed and replaced with the larger one. Here is the drain. You can see that drains down into the drain pan, and when that gets blocked with ice, this whole thing will just start dribbling water down into here as well as into the drawer. So we're going to cut off that clip right now and replace that. So here's the clip, and you can see it's riveted on. So I need to just sort of break that rivet. So for that, I'm just using these wire nips to kind of cut it off. So here's the old clip, really small. This is the new clip, much longer tongue going down into the drain hole, so it should help prevent ice from building up and blocking that drain. So let's pop this new one on. So what I think I got to do to get it in there is I got to put a little bend in it so I can rotate it in this way, and then I'll straighten that clip out as it comes through. These things wrap them around that way. With that clip in and these attached, we should be good to go. We can put this all back together, and that should prevent any ice from building up and blocking the drain. If your drain is already blocked, you're going to probably have to use like a turkey baster or something to melt the water and suck it all out. So let's put it all back together. Putting it back together is just the reverse of what you did when you took it apart. So now I think it's just a matter of putting the shelves back in, and we should be good to go. So there you have it. It's a very simple DIY fix. That larger clip was like $10 or so on Amazon, so it's a very cheap part to be able to swap it out. That bigger surface area should provide a little bit more heat collection, basically acts as a heat sink to keep that ice from building up in that drain. So hopefully that'll fix the problem. If it doesn't, then we'll end up having to come back and figure out what else might be leaking in here that's causing that, but that's my best guess as of right now. If you have any questions or comments, please post those below. I'll get to those just as quickly as I can. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time here on Rough Riders. Thanks for watching.